Hi and welcome. Thanks for joining me. I'm Cheryl and this is Your Journey Yoga. And today we're going to be doing variations of legs up the wall, an amazing stretch that is kind of the best kept secret, I feel like. It is a wonderful stretch for circulation, for stress reduction, to help calm your mind, beautiful for your back, great for some lymphatic drainage, lots and lots of benefits to this pose. Lengthening of the hamstrings, relaxation for the feet and the legs. It's just, I can't say enough about it. If you have super tight hamstrings, I encourage you to get a bolster, folded towel or blanket, something that's going to give you a little bit of space to tuck underneath your bum, should your bum be kind of floating. We want to get those legs and the torso perfect little 90-degree angle. We want to try and get the legs and the torso in a perfect little 90-degree angle. So if when you get your legs up the wall, all of a sudden your bottom is lifted off the ground, that's when you just slide that underneath to the level that you need. So you can unfold blankets, you can unfold towels. That's why I love those. But if you don't have those, or if you have super tight hamstrings, grab a bolster and I will show you what to do with that. Take a second. We're going to put that mat perpendicular to the wall, and then we're going to take our time. We're going to come to our side, and we're going to slide that bum right up next to the wall. And then come on down safely onto your back. And you might need to kind of shimmy to get your bottom a little closer to the wall. You want to feel your sit bones against the wall. And I just want you to keep the knees bent at this point and just kind of see what's happening with that lower back. If you want to take that bolster or that folded blanket and slide it underneath, that is perfectly fine. If you're not quite sure, let's test it out and extend one leg. How's that feel? How's the hamstring? Feel pretty good? Extend the other leg. And now you're just going to soften your feet. You're going to let your legs just gently rest against the wall. It's oddly no work. You feel like your legs might be falling away or towards you, but just letting those heels rest. Feeling your spine just gently sink into the floor. If you're here, and again, if your bum is kind of hovering above the floor, that's when you're going to slide that bolster underneath or that blanket. This is all about listening to your body and honoring what's going on. We don't want to force things to happen. This should feel really good. Close your eyes. This is great to do just before bed, or if you're feeling super anxious. Close your eyes and breathe. Palms against the ground so you can have those arms out however you wish. You can rest your hands on your tummy. So we're going to do some different variations. And always encourage you to listen to your body. If it just doesn't feel right, that doesn't mean you need to stay there, right? So we're going to give ourselves a second to check in. And if you're like, yeah, this just isn't great today, honor that. We're going to hold each stretch, each variation, about 30 seconds or so. But if you're like, man, this feels good, you can stay longer. I encourage legs up the wall for at least like 5 minutes. Whatever variation feels the best to you. And if I offer you a variation and it's just not right, you can go back to another that felt amazing. Let's cross that right ankle over the left. You might need to adjust. Bringing those legs more center. And again, this should feel like virtually no work. It's part of what I love about this, is you're getting so many amazing things done without it feeling like a ton of work. Again, your arms can be wherever you like. You can even take them open overhead. Anywhere that feels good to you. And then let's switch and cross that left ankle over the right. And as you breathe in, breathe out, does it feel natural or does it feel like a little bit of work? Nothing wrong if it feels like a little bit of work. It just means your body might need a little bit more on that side. A little easier to relax when you don't have to work, right? Feel those big deep breaths. We're going to take that left foot down, bending that left knee, and then the right foot down, bending that right knee. Now you might not bring those feet quite so far down. I just want the knees to just kind of gently fall towards your torso, your thighs gently towards your torso. Now I want you to notice, did your bottom lift off the floor? Probably. Just a gentle press of that tailbone back down without arching your back. So we want to keep as much of the spine on the floor as possible. So if that means you need to back it off a little bit, you can. It's just letting gravity kind of take a hold of the weight of the legs that draws them down. So it's okay if your bottom lifts a little bit. Just breathe. And if maybe those knees come down, you need to switch up those arms. Switch it up. Just noticing how that weight distribution influences stretches. You can even rest your hands on your knees, on your shins. That might help pull those knees in. What's going on through those hip flexors? What's going on through that lower back? Let's go back to that ankle crossing, keeping those knees in. Cross the right ankle over the left. Feet can still be touching the wall. They might even pull away from the wall. It's okay. Maybe you hold on without interlacing those fingers and let your arms be heavy. You might notice that the knees separate a little bit more and draw those legs in a little bit more. It's okay. Listen to your body. Again, this time with legs up the wall on all the variations is not a ton of work. It might not be easy, but it's not a ton of work. And then go ahead and cross the left ankle over the right. And just notice the shift, the difference in how that feels, how your breath responds. Now let's go ahead and uncross those ankles and extend that left leg up. Right ankle is going to cross just above the knee. And we can use that right hand if you want to. That right elbow is going to rest on the floor. And just a gentle prop of those that right hand to the knee, just so it's not falling in. If that feels good to you, that's fine. If it's okay, we're going to press it out, creating that figure four. And then we're going to make sure that that left leg is straight up over the hip. I just caught myself kind of shifting over to the right. Line it up so that it comes straight out of your hip joint, and then let that hand support that right knee. And you might notice that right ankle bone, if it's right on your thigh above that knee, might not feel great. So just shift your foot so that it's not pushing right onto that muscle. So depending upon how this feels, you can stay right here. If you want to intensify the stretch for that right hip, you're going to release your right hand and you're going to bend that left knee. And you're going to bring the sole of the foot to the wall. My hip needs that stretch for sure. And again, hands can be wherever you want them to be. Just holding this for a few moments. Checking in with your breath. Letting down the guard. Being present. Now gently shift both knees to the left. And just roll to the outside edge of that left foot. As far as feels good to you. Breathe. Make sure there's nothing, no pain, nothing telling you that this is a not good place to be. That slight twist for the spine, that great stretch in that right hip. And then slowly bring it back through center, and let's take both knees to the right. Now you might need to move that left foot up the wall a little bit. That's okay. And again, we're just going to let those knees just gently roll to the right to the point where it feels good. You're probably rolling to the instep or the arch of that left foot. You don't have to keep the sole of the foot to the wall. And again, you can move your hands wherever you need to. Move those arms to wherever it feels right. Just letting the body work with gravity here. And then slowly bring it back to center. And go ahead and extend that left leg long once again. And then extend that right leg long. And just hold here for a moment. Checking in with your breath. Close those eyes. And then as you're ready, cross left ankle over the right knee. And again, we're making sure that that right leg is just coming straight out of that right hip joint. Not listing over to the left, sliding over to the left, but just straight up that wall. Again, you can use that left hand to just gently prop. You can even make a fist if you want to. So just whatever feels good to keep that knee from falling inward. Again, just great stretches. Forever when you need to just wind down. Great for after a long day. If you've been super, super active today and your body just needs time to chill. If you're feeling stressed, worried, any kind of negative emotions, legs up the wall, great way to let go of that fight or flight response. And just quiet down that parasympathetic nervous system. Sometimes stretching, yoga, time on your mat can really get you into your feels. It's okay. It's about letting go of the things that weigh us down so that we can feel a little bit lighter. Now release that left hand and slowly bring that right foot down. Again, you might feel that bum lift a little bit. That's okay. If you need to adjust where your hands are, I don't care if you hold your foot, if you rest your hands on your shins, anywhere that you want to be that feels right to you. And then we're just going to align that body. So just notice, if you noticed my foot kind of turned out a little bit, straighten that out. We want to keep that knee right in line, right? So we don't want it to flare out or in. At this point, we're just keeping it right in line, drawing that left foot in. Really nice stretch in that left hip. We give the body Just time to let go. Where are you not holding tension in your shoulders or your neck? Put those arms there. So if you've done a lot of sitting, oh my goodness, this feels amazing for that. I just spent an awful lot of time in a car over the last couple days, so this feels incredible. And then slowly, let's take both knees to the right. And you're just going to slowly let those legs shift to the right. Roll into that outer edge of that left foot or that right foot. Breathe. If you need support for your knee, use it. If you don't need support, it's fine. Just that slight rotation for the spine, getting into that lower back. If you need to adjust, adjust. My foot was just sliding all the way down the wall. We don't want that. We just want that rotation. So never be afraid to move or adjust if something just doesn't feel right. This is really getting to know your body, your breath. So right or wrong? Yes, form is always right. Pain is always wrong. So just make sure that you're keeping your form and that you're staying away from pain. Just feeling that gentle pulling sensation of that stretch. And then slowly we come back through center. And again, you might need to adjust where that right foot is. And we take both knees to the left. So depending upon the flexibility of your body, right? Listen to your body. Don't just jam right into one side. Go slowly, take your time, use your exhale to find that space that feels good to you. If you've had injuries, surgeries, if you're just feeling something out of sorts, do not work through the pain. No pain. And slowly, 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 we come back to center. Again, extend that right leg straight up the wall. Extend that left leg straight up the wall. Soften your feet. Where do your arms want to be? Just gently alternate bending knees. Just a little tiny bend in the knees. And then lengthen those legs. Now we're going to turn the soles of the feet towards one another as you bend your knees and draw the heels down towards your bottom. Now the heels might separate a little bit. That's okay. If you want to actively press those knees towards the wall, you certainly can. If you would rather have this just be a little more passive stretch, let gravity do the work. Let those heels separate. And just let the weight of your legs come down. Again, the bottom is still against the wall. Our reclined butterfly. We're going to keep that right foot in and we're going to extend that left leg out long. Now there's a little bit of action happening on that right side through your obliques. Otherwise, we're just going to fall to the left. So I want you to engage through those right obliques. Let that left leg be heavy. And just breathe. You can keep that leg a little bit higher if you're like, wow, that's way too much work. or you can let that leg open. Lots of room to play here. So there's a little action happening through the inner thighs. Stretching, yes. Activation if you're holding that leg up a little bit. So find that place that feels spot on, where you should be. So even though I can go lower, this feels way better for me in my lower back. So just that little opening, little rotation of the foot out. Not quite as much work, and I get the opportunity to just chill for a second. If ever you find yourself clenching your jaw, squeezing your eyes, a little too intense. Now let's extend that right leg and draw that left foot back in. So you can kind of play with it, and it might feel different on this side. Probably so. So if you want to go a little deeper, yep, you sure can. Leg is still against the wall, activating that left oblique to keep yourself from rolling to the right. Maybe it's up a little bit further. There's this weird sensation when you find that perfect spot where it's not even work, where it just feels good. So we just have one final stretch that we'll do with each leg, and that's going to be our legs up the wall in easy pose. So sitting cross-legged, only we maintain our back against the floor and the legs against the wall. Just a couple more good breaths here before we transition into that easy transition, since that left leg is already in. We're just going to bend that right knee and tuck that right ankle underneath the left shin. And then we're just going to let the legs be heavy. So this is a little different sensation. We want to make sure that those ankles are kind of tucked in. If you need support, yep, you can put those elbows against the floor and just gently use your hands. If you feel those knees just falling towards you. If you're like, I love the sensation of those knees falling towards me, that's fine too. Couple good deep breaths here. And then we're going to switch and we're going to tuck that right ankle inside so the left foot is on the outside. Now one side probably feels a little more natural to you. If you don't really even notice, that's a good way to celebrate this, right? So if we don't really notice a big shift in comfortability and ease, that just means you're more in balance. That's what we're trying to do, is get rid of the imbalances in our body whenever we step onto our mat. So if you can transition from side to side without noticing a very big difference, that is a win. Celebration. And then as you are ready, uncross those ankles, bring your knees in, and we're going to roll to one side and use the strength of our arms to help us come back up. And we're going to come to a seated position that's comfortable for you. You're even welcome to sit against the wall. Take a second feeling like you're sitting a little bit taller. Eyes are closed, jaws soft. We rest our hands and we breathe. I thank you so much for this time and this opportunity to be with you and to help guide you through this wonderful, peaceful practice. I hope you feel amazing. If this was a before bed stretch, I hope you sleep amazingly well. I hope you feel your body saying thank you. We pull the hands to heart center, a gentle tuck of your chin towards your chest, and just a moment of gratitude for this day, for this opportunity, for this beautiful body, and for the time to take care of mind, body, and spirit. Gently lift that beautiful face. Open your eyes. Thank you so much for being here. Take care of yourself. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it felt fabulous, and I hope you'll come back time and time again. Until the next time, light, love, and namaste.